as chosen ones, we need to stop wasting time. In this reality, we have this thing called time. In the spiritual realm, we do not have any time. But in this dimension, there's a certain frame of time where we live and then we pass on, right? And, I believe as chosen one, we've been sent here for a reason, and we want to be fulfilling our mission here on earth. We want to be figuring out, like, what is our purpose? What is our mission? What is the meaning I have for my life? And what has God or the universe sent me here for? And oftentimes, I find that chosen ones, they'll be wasting time and energy doing something that they don't love, doing something that they're not passionate about. And we've been taught and conditioned, and we got to realize this. We've been taught and conditioned to really dive into things that are not in alignment with our truth. And I was speaking to one of my students and clients, and I've been sharing with him over and over and over again, like, these things that you're wanting out of life is all conditioning. We need to get to the root cause of who you are. And finally, this weekend, we had a session, and he had a real big breakthrough, and he realized that, he just needs to be himself, and that he needs to tap into realizing that, yeah, it's okay to have those ego-based goals, but there's something underneath it. There's something much deeper. And that deeper feeling is so beautiful when you can access that space. That space is a space of fulfillment, of joy, of passion, of equanimity, of stillness, of samadhi, of just gratefulness. And I'm so happy and grateful that I found my purpose, because nothing else matters now. Like, in the sense of, obviously people matter, my friends matter, but it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like I've lived. I don't know, and that's, it's nothing to do with the external. Like, I've lived in terms of the external. I've manifested an abundance of money. I've traveled all over the world. I've done mansion parties. I've chilled out with millionaires and six-figure earners, and we've bought tables and bottles in the clubs, and women and all of this kind of stuff. I've lived the material, successful life, so to speak. And it's all great, and it fulfills the ego, but nothing compares to the fulfillment that I get from my purpose. And I would guess, I don't have children, I would guess it's similar to having a child, So if you have a child, and you know what I'm talking about, that feeling, that purpose, that passion, that meaning that you have, imagine having that in a career, your life in general. And now you got your child, and you got your business or your career, whatever it is that you're doing for work, right? Because we are light workers, right? We are chosen ones, light workers, light warriors. Make it your mission to figure out how to have that carpe diem, that level of not wasting time. And that's not to say you're always going to be busy working. That's not to say, you can't chill out, because I chill out all the time and I don't feel like I'm wasting time. I used to feel like I was wasting time, like going on Netflix or something like this. But because my work, the way that I've created my business to have freedom, to have location freedom, to have financial freedom, to have time freedom, because of the way that I created it, and that I'm doing something that's in alignment with the level of consistency. I do 2 videos a week right now, and then that level of consistency feels good to me. I'm feeling like doing 3, but I'm going to keep it as 2 for now. But it just feels like everything that I'm doing is so aligned to truth, to my core, and it just reverberates through me. It just feels good. It's so beautiful, such a beautiful feeling that it's so hard to explain. But once you get there, it's amazing. And I want others to experience that too. My ego wants that for others too. But I know for me, like, one of my missions is to bring people back to their truth, and for them to experience that. This is one of my missions that God has presented and given to me. And so stop wasting time. Stop wasting time and figure out, like, how can I sleep less so that I can, have more energy, or sleep less. Sleeping less in general can be unhealthy, but what I'm saying is you have constraints, right? If you're working a 9 to 5, you have constraints. You're going to work 8 hours, 9 hours a day. There's some constraints there. You know, you have constraints with maybe, you know, the amount of time you have in a day, because you got to do the kids, you got to go to this. Maybe you're traveling 2 hours to and from work and all of this stuff. There's certain constraints there. And so you got to figure out time. You got to be able to master time. You know, I don't believe time exists in the spiritual realm, but obviously in this reality it exists, and we need to use it accordingly. Everyone has 24 hours in a day. Oprah has 24 hours in a day. You know, Les Brown has 24 hours in a day. Bob Proctor has 24 hours in a day. Tony Robbins has 24 hours in a day. But it's the way that they utilize that time. And you know, a lot of these people, they had kids, you know, from when, you know, they have kids, they have a similar life to you, but they made sacrifices, you know. And so for me, I just want to share with you, like in my life, my story is, I didn't have time, but I made it. I slept less. I found ways to have more energy while sleeping less. I read and studied sleep, REM sleep, how to get more REM sleep and how to improve my deep sleep. I figured out how to do 2 things at once. So if I wanted to study an audio book, I would do that on a drive to work. If I wanted to go read a book, I'll get the audio book and listen to it whilst I'm driving. See how that works? Or whilst I'm washing the dishes. So I'm doing 2 things at once. You know, I would find ways to be more productive. You know, listening to frequencies, you know, whilst I'm sleeping. You know, raising my vibration by doing that. Sacrificing by even borrowing money, loaning money, you know, and hiring coaches and mentors. In fact, the first coach that I ever hired was $500. I didn't have the money to do it at the time, but it was $500, and I invested that $500. 2-3 weeks later, I made $2,500. So I made like $2,000 profit, and that was the most money I'd ever made, ever. You know, in such a short period of time. And that was the most I ever had in my bank account at the time too. So that was from one coach. But you know, I was very specific about the coach that I'm hiring. So I just want to be clear that I just didn't borrow the money thinking, okay, like I'm going to risk this. It wasn't a risk. It was a calculated risk, because this person that I hired, he had testimonial after testimonial after testimonial. He had a proven system. Okay, he had a proven system that seemed to be working for everyone that was implementing it. He had crazy amounts of testimonials. I'm thinking, well, you know, this $500, it looks small right now. Like, you know, I need to find a way to get this money. So you want to find an opportunity like that, like someone, like if you go to gavinspeaks.com, you'll see testimonial after testimonial after testimonial, and that ain't even all my testimonials. I haven't had the time to put all my testimonials up. Okay, and so I get result after result after result. So it's like, well, investing in someone like myself, your chances of success is extremely high. It's a calculated risk. Whereas, you know, if you just go on the internet and you're just looking at some other YouTuber, for example, I'm gloating a little bit here, and they, you know, they created a course, right, and they don't have any testimonials or any results. You know, who are you going to buy from, me or them? You know, I have the results. I get people results. I specialize in results. You know, people oftentimes, they ask me, okay, like, what are my qualifications? What are my qualifications? And I tell them, hey, my qualifications are the results that I get in people's lives. That's my qualification. Because you can have the most, you can have, you know, the best of the best healing qualification, psychology qualification, this qualification, that qualification, but you don't specialize in results like myself, you know. And so that's what we want to acknowledge and realize, that we want to figure out, okay, how can I sleep less? How can I get more energy? How can I, you know, eradicate this out of my life? You know, I even eliminated listening to music with lyrics, because the music with lyrics was affecting me. You know, you know, I was listening to rap and hip hop, and the way that was speaking about women and money and success and all of this stuff, it was toxic. It was affecting my brain, right? The way that I was thinking, right? But not only that, I would cut out TV. You know, I cried to tell I, at the time, you know, when I was younger and I was first starting my business, because I was spending time watching TV when I could be spending time working on my future, working on my career and what it is that I want to do. And so, yeah, you know, in the beginning, it's going to be a little bit challenging, and you might have to be a little bit hard on yourself in not being able to do certain things. But as long as you set up certain rewards, if you achieve a certain milestone, whatever it is, you know, you'll be consistent over time. And so we have to go in, we have to go ham, right? Ham means hard as a motherfucker. All right, we have to go ham on our goals and what it is that we want to do. We only have so much time here on earth, and God has sent you here to a reason. And I can guarantee, if you tap more into source, and you tap more into God, and you tap more into the universe, and you tap more into your higher self, you will find more meaning, you will find more why, you will find more drive, you will find more motivation to get stuff done, because you realize I only got a certain amount of time frame to achieve my goals. And the way that I think about these goals and things that I want to achieve in my life is, I don't want to let God down. I don't want to let the universe down, right? And also, you know, I see life as school or like a video game, and I want to graduate to the next level. I want to ascend. You know, I don't want to be coming back here again and again. That's why, you know, I believe in karma and only doing good onto the world and things like this. We want to understand these concepts and realize that, you know, we've been given this gift. And whilst, you know, it might be challenging, you know, I speak to people all the time, right? Abuse, people being through abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, mental abuse, narcissistic abuse, people who have had a hard time in their lives, a hard upbringing, you know, people who had, you know, been sacked from their jobs, and they lost this person, and they lost this person, this divorce, this breakup, this hardship, this heartache, these pains. You know, we want to realize that these pains are developing us into something beautiful. It's like, you know, we're a caterpillar, and then we go into the cocoon, right? Go into that cocoon and start developing into a butterfly. That cocoon is that molding and that shaping and that undoing of what we've been through in our lives. Okay? Don't let your past dictate your future. Don't let your breakups, your divorces, your hardships, your pain, your anxieties, even if you need to break up with someone or divorce someone, you feel like it's not right, and you know intuitively it's not right, you need to listen to that and take the steps to moving forward with your life and breaking free from old ties, old energies. On my live call this weekend, there was a few people that are in relationships where they know they shouldn't be in the relationship anymore. They know it's not 100% a match. They might love the person. They might, have this connection with this person. But connection doesn't mean that you're a match. Does that make sense? You know, there's inner conflicts, and there's constant arguments, and it's bringing you down, and it's weighing you down, and there's this toxic energy. And, you know, is it giving you life, or is it taking away from your life? Is it bringing you energy, or is it depleting your energy? All right? And so whilst these things might be challenging and hard to go through, we want to get to the point where these things become easier to do and deal with. You know, developing the courage and realizing that, you know, don't wait until you're like, you know, in your 50s or 60s to be able to like not take any bullshit in your life. We want to be able to do that from an early age, you know, and not wasting time with someone that you don't truly love, or that is not working, or whatever it is, or in a career or a job that we don't like. And I'm not saying to quit right away. I'm saying go to counseling, go to therapy, put your all into the relationship before breaking up. Do whatever you can, and if it's not working after that, then leave. With your job, put your all into your job. You don't just say, oh yeah, this is not for me, whatever it is. You know, ask for the raise, ask for a different position, a different job within the job, like, you know, maybe a different department or something like this, right? Where maybe there's somewhere in the job that you will enjoy more, you know, instead of just completely leaving. Or maybe start applying for a new job now whilst you're, you know, in this job. You know, figure things out. Stop wasting time. Stop wasting time. Figure out how you can get more done in less time. Leverage. All right, leverage yourself, leverage your time. Like one of the key emotions that I recommend to generate and cultivate within yourself is passion. Passion for yourself first. Okay, passion for yourself first, then passion for life. All right, passion for yourself, passion for life will completely transform everything for you. What's that drum that's beating? What's that fire that's burning inside of you, keeping you going, keeping you in that momentum? All right, figure out, manifest more passion in yourself. It will radically transform your life. Okay, and if you would like to get your free energy reading and manifestation diagnosis session, that's still available for you. The link's in the description. Where we read your energy, we determine what vibrational frequency you resonate at, plus you get a manifestation diagnosis session to dive deeper into your life, to see what's holding you back, to see what's blocking you, so you can take your life, your business, your career, your relationship to a whole new level. And check out my previous video on why you need to be hush hush, why you need to shut up, why you need to stop talking, right, and start doing, right? Check that video over here. And check out my 3-part series on how to raise your vibration correctly. And remember to keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding, and I'll speak to you soon. Peace.